Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Millennial Fuck Up, episode 1. And just like I have been promoting this video, I am going to be talking about my engagement that I had this year. And it's not an engagement that you would normally think that a couple would have. But my engagement was more of a business than it was actually for love. And before I finish everything that happened with that situation, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory. So I met this person here or in the state that I currently live. I currently live in Utah. So I met this person out here in Utah, and I met this person because of a family friend. And I remember at first I really wasn't attracted to this person, but as soon as you get to know a person, that is when you start to like them, and because you're starting to get to know their personality, their likes and their dislikes. So I met this person in October, but I really didn't start to like this person until December. And that was when I really started to like him. He was super eye candy for me. And I am a very direct person. I am a person who isn't afraid to go after what she wants, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm very unafraid to go out there and put myself out there. And so I remember in January, I was at that point of liking him so much that I would just cry just talking about him or thinking about him, because it was like that where you just absolutely like that person so much. So I remember in January I was like, okay, I'm gonna rip off the Band-Aid. So I decided to rip off the Band-Aid, and I told him straight up to his face in person, hey, I like you. I really don't know why I like you. We are so different, just because our cultures are so different. He was born in a different place and I was born here and all that other stuff. So our cultures were so different. So I remember telling him, I don't even know why I like you. We are so different. And and I give him all the reasons why, we are so different. But, I did tell him I like you because you're you, because that is the reason why you like someone, is because they are them, right? And so I told him, and he said, yeah, you're really cute. Yeah, we could go out, but I don't want a girlfriend right now. And I was like, oh, well, I was not looking for that, but, just so that we could go out, get to know each other, that type of thing. And so, but every single time I went to ask him on a date or to go out or something, he would never want to go out with me. So I just ended up getting to that point, well, you know what? I'll just go my separate way. I already told you the ball is in your court, and I'm just going to leave it, and he never did anything. So I just went on with my life, and that was in January. Well, in March, that was when we started talking more. We started texting a lot more. We started talking way more. And that was when things started to change. And of course, the pandemic had started right in the last days of March, the first days of April. And so I remember, I remember it was March, the first days of March, and I decided to come back home because it was the pandemic and I really don't have close family relatives who are blood here. So for me, I just decided, you know what, my job transitioned to Zoom, so I am just gonna go back home just because already my job was through Zoom at that time. So for me, I personally decided to go back home to California in April. And I remember kind of close to the end, to the last week of April, I remember we were talking because my plan is to buy a house. And I remember, sending him pictures of, certain houses that I really liked and I really hope to get. And I remember, he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, whatever, whatnot. And then I received another text message from him, and he asked me a weird question. And that question was, how much would you charge me to marry me? And for me, it was so, like, I was so taken back because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, charge you to get married? Like, what? Like, you don't charge someone to get married if you like them, right? That's what I thought, because I'm so naive and oblivious to a lot of things, just because I did grow up in a home that was so sheltered. You know, I grew up a niña fresa. So for me, a lot of the things that do happen in the world, I was so oblivious because I was very sheltered. I still feel like I'm sheltered still, but it's a different type of sheltered. And so whenever he had asked me that, I was like, well, that's weird. Well, like, what are you talking about? And so he told me, yeah, and I thought that, like, he had his, like, social security, but I guess it was just seeking asylum type of thing, whatever, whatnot. And so I remember telling him, okay, just let me think about it, because I had no idea, like, what the heck none of that stuff was. So I remember I asked him if he can give me some time to think about it, and he said yes. So I took about a week to 2 weeks to think about it. And I did say yes, after all. I did tell him yes, because, and here again, here is where I come in to the naiveness of myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to charge him anything to marry me, because he's going to fall in love with me. Like, I'm going to do everything for him. I'm going to cook for him. I'm going to clean. And I'm going to do absolutely everything for him so that he doesn't have to worry about anything. And he's just going to fall in love with me. Like, I was really that naive, that oblivious, that so child mentality in my heart, because that was something that I've always wanted. And so I just told him, I'm not going to charge you, but I have 3 conditions. And I gave him my conditions, and he had agreed. And so May passes by, and then June comes around. I remember in June, I had one bad day, and it was a really rough day because there was a lot of things going on at work, family. So I remember that day just being so bad, and I remember telling God, like, God, like, please let this be this last thing, like no more, like, I'm ready for this day to be over, like, can this just be it? Well, behold, there was a text message right then and there from him, and it was him saying, like, hey, did you tell this person that we were getting married and all this other stuff? Because I didn't want people to know that I was going to marry you out of, interest, or, blah, 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 blah. And when he said that, it brought me back memories to past relationships where I felt super insecure. So by him just making that comment truly brought out my insecurity of not being shown off, or, people not wanting to post about me and all this other stuff. So for me, it was very difficult, and it just brought back those memories that I just didn't want to do it anymore. And so at that point, I felt mentally strong enough in order to hold my stand. So I remember that same night, I was writing on my desk. I took out a piece of paper, and I wrote pros and cons to getting married to this person. And, well, long and behold, there are more cons than there were pros. I believe the only pro that I put was that I'm going to get married, which is something that I've always wanted to do, is be a wife, But since there were way more cons, I remember I wrote him a message. It was a super long message. It had about 7 points. And just basically, I gave him all of the points to why I didn't want to get married. A credit is being involved. Attorneys are being involved. Divorcing is expensive, and I'm going to waste about 3 to 7 years of my life to help this person out. And I just didn't want to waste my time, especially with someone who wasn't going to take me as seriously as I was going to take them as serious. So I even had attorneys. I was getting ready to put my account together with him. I was just getting ready for a lot of things with this person. Even the apartment that I currently live in, it was supposed to be for us. But unfortunately, just by that comment, it ruined all, it turned me completely off. So I just told him, you know, I gave him my 7 points, and I let him know that I am not gonna get married to him and all this other stuff. And I felt like it was a very mature conversation, because I did sense he was mad, but the way that I directed the conversation, it was nothing of immaturity. It was super mature. Yes, he was mad a bit, but just like I said, the way that I directed it, it was the best thing ever. And I'm honestly so happy with my decision, because I felt so strong enough mentally, emotionally, and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very hard, and I was so heartbroken because I really wanted to marry someone, you know. I wouldn't think that it was necessarily him, but the thought of finally getting married, of being someone's wife, that was what excited me. So when I made the decision to not get married anymore, well, that's what hurt me so much, just because I really wanted to get married. I really wanted to be with someone, you know, so I can come home and see this person, or, you know, just cook for them, or, you know, just things like that. So I was extremely hurt by it, and it did take me a little bit to get over it. But I'm very happy with that decision, because I found my worth, and I wasn't going to put up with bullshit anymore, because I felt like I've always had put up with so much BS that I wasn't going to do it anymore. So I came to that decision to not get married. A lot of my stuff that I do have, it was from my bridal shower, you know, so I was engaged, but it was mainly for business, and it wasn't for love. And if you guys have any stories that you guys would like for me to talk about, or if you guys would like for me to talk about more into detail about my engagement, or the research that I did, because I know it's so common, and I didn't realize how common it was until I did get engaged. So you know, engaged, and I'm gonna do the air quotes, because engaged, I really wasn't engaged, but I was engaged because I was gonna get ready to marry this person for sure. So that is something that happened this year in my life. That is something that was a complete loophole. And yeah, so that is my first fuck up. And I really hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you guys have any questions or comments, or want to know a little bit more, or if you have any topics for me to talk about, let me know. I will be posting each Wednesday a new story of mine. I do have plenty of stories to talk about with you all, but I had decided that every single Wednesday I'm going to be posting with you guys, and also with YouTube. And so I absolutely hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope to see you guys soon. All right, bye.